Oh, I'm an idiot. And what is up, my entertainment junkies? Today we what? I'm keeping that in there. Today I'm reacting to VTuber Community Kinda Sucks. Video by Xander. And let's see why he says the VTuber community sucks.
VTubing. You probably know it's a type of streaming or content made by people with virtual avatars. It's a format that allows a content creator to do all the things that most content creators do without their face being the main focus of their content. It can be fun, rewarding to some, and also a great way to form a community. Whether you love it or think that it's 100% cringe, it seems like it's here to stay. But if you ask me, VTubing kinda sucks. Or at least the community does. Now before I get a bunch of...
Hey, to be fair, the anime community sucks too. But anime is awesome, so.
angry comments, I'm somebody that actually does VTubing, and I know what some of y'all are thinking. Why the fuck do you do it then if it sucks so much? Simple, because I enjoy making content, and like stated earlier, my face doesn't have to be the focus. Even though I've shown my face before and people find me attractive. So I mean, if you don't believe me, go follow me on Twitter and you'll find out. Anyways, every community has its fair share of issues, and this one is no exception.
Oh, God. Yep. I'm actually not one to talk because sometimes I do get a little freaking out there on Twitter. But VTuber community is really horny. I don't know why. Well, to be fair, a lot of anime might do that. But another best part about VTubing is the internet was... The best part about internet is anonymity... I'm fucking Nemo right now. Anonymity. Nope, I have to freaking actually look at how to spell that word for me to say it right. Anonymity. Anonymity. Motherfucker, I can't say this damn word! Anonymity. Anonymity. There it goes. Anonymity. That still sounds fucking weird. Anyway, off tangent, because we can remain anonymous easier than fleshies. That is what I'm going to keep calling them.
So in this video, I'm going to explain what I mean. Starting off with
Anonymity.
the most common issue in this space, drama. Now I know a lot of communities have drama in them, but out of every community I know of, the VTuber community is constantly filled with drama. Everywhere you look, there's always some kind of issue going on, whether it's a call-out post, a Google Doc, people angry at someone for having an absolute dumpster fire of a take, you name it. You can't go a single day in the VTuber community without there being some kind of drama, and there's so much to the point where there's people farming this shit for content, making it their entire career. Hey, don't look at me like that. Every video is not going to be like this. Plus, I ain't mad at them for chasing a bag for real. So go and get your money up. My point is, there never seems to be an end to it. It also doesn't seem to matter where it started either. Twitter DMs, that shit is getting leaked. Discord DMs, chances are it's getting aired out on that hellhole formerly known as Twitter.com. Twitch chat, X marks the spot. You can...
Yeah. My Twitter DMs are, hi, how are you? Good, good, you. Do you want to buy my commissions? That's pretty much it. I think my Twitter shit is safe. And as for Discord, I don't have that shit. And my Facebook is in no way associated with this, so I'm safe there. But like I said, that is the bad thing about being anonymous too, is no one knows who you are, so there's no real backlash into your real life. Any backlash you get, it only affects you on the internet. So yeah, people are disgusting, and not in the dirty way. They just, their attitudes and personalities on the internet are just disgusting.
Get it. Sad part about it is 90% of this will be over the dumbest shit imaginable.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I opened up Twitter one morning fresh out of bed just to take a look at the timeline, just to see a back and forth over, hold up, somebody stealing someone else's design. But then I took a moment to look into it, and then I realized they both have the most generic starter pack look. Like, maybe if y'all didn't get y'all models out of the bargain bin at TJ Maxx, they wouldn't look so similar. They be getting these Temu ass models talking about they copied this, they copied that. How about you copy the method of getting a bag? How about you copy the method of, I don't know, going outside and touching grass? Have you ever thought about that? No, I know people actually do wild things from time to time, but I'm referring back to...
Alright, copying my homework. Yeah, my model is fucking basic as hell. I mean, it's elf with long droopy ears, star eyes, and a ponytail. And in a suit. As long as you're not exactly copying this exact look, I do not care. You can freaking take this, change the bow tie for an actual tie, and make me dark skinned and use that as your avatar. I really don't give a fuck. As long as you're not just straight up copying my design, like detail by detail, and calling yourself RevRack Entertainment, I don't care. This is generic design. I'm not freaking... Even in real world, a freaking tux is not groundbreaking achievement. Granted, I may be retiring this model soon, but... And then that next model might be different. But that's another story.
90% of the drama in this space is pointless. Just like those Google Docs where they hype it up like the person they're supposed to be exposing is either a racist, a predator, or an all-around terrible person. Only for it to be something like, Cheek Slayer 69 VT is so mean to me. They call him Poopy Head and I want them cancelled.
Yeah, that's about it.
Then you should unfollow me.
Alright, my view on canceling people. If they aren't outright doing anything illegal, harming people, no, that would also fall under illegal, or I know there's a third one I would agree with canceling. Impersonation and doxing. As long as it's not none of those four things, I don't believe you should be canceled. You want to be a racist jackass on the internet? Go the fuck ahead. If you want to be a complete and total bitch, you're free to do that. That's within your rights. If you want to be the most wholesome person on the internet, please do that, because I need some fucking eye bleach and serotonin. But, yeah, as long as you're not outright harming people, and don't say being racist harms people, being inherently racist does not fucking harm anybody. As long as they're not literally attacking you and threatening you, let them be fucking racist. They want to be an asshole, let them be an asshole.
That shit be wasting so much time, I swear. I could go on about this for hours, but for the sake of this video, I'll say this. If they aren't a terrible person, why create problems? Just mute them, block them, or go outside or something. Speaking of which, here's the next reason why I think the VTuber community sucks.
They don't touch grass.
That plagues the community. Yet an alarming amount of people in this space are seemingly fine with this, and that's racism and bigotry.
Alright, I already said my piece on racism.
Before this, I know they're mad now. There's gonna be some people that will ignore everything that I said after this just so they can rush to the comments and read some negative shit. But anyways, this is one of the main reasons why I feel like the VTuber community sucks. There are so many people in this space that are either A, racist and bigoted, or B, people that will turn a blind eye to it while acting like it's not an issue. I'm not gonna lie, it's almost like the second you have a model with a skin tone darker than mayonnaise, you're playing the game on hard mode. because the second you do anything noteworthy, hold large events, or even address something problematic, then it's an entire clan meeting in the comments of wherever you're.
Alright, I feel like I do need to... Hold on. VTubing me was never meant for ends in the... We don't want you, you will never be Big Blackie. Alright, I feel like I need to explain why I don't agree with canceling people over racism. Racism is subjective. Like, not inherently person who hates black people is going to hate black people. That's not subjective. That's objectively true. But words... Let's see, give me an example. Think about an example. Back in the 60s, it was... No, I'm going to go before that because I'm pretty sure that started changing in the 60s. In the early 1900s, calling black people the you-know-what word was completely fine and acceptable. Black people called each other that. White people called black people that. Mexicans called black people that. Chinese called black people that. They had no issue. 1960... 1980, oh, it's a big issue if a white person calls a black person that. And I hate that. I hate that shit. I will never use that word. I do not like music with that word in it. I don't like it when black people call black people that. It's freaking disrespectful to begin with. But that's why. Everything's subjective. In early 2008, 2012, calling somebody gay was an insult. Now, if you use gay in an insulting way, that's bigoted. There's another example. I don't know, it's just, everything changes, and, when they were trying to say that colored people is racist, and saying calling someone black is racist, and you have to say people of color. Words will change, and people will decide that something that used to be not racist is racist. That's why you shouldn't cancel somebody over something that's not racist. Because you go back and look at people's tweets from when was Twitter made? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to change it this way. If you go forward, and then people in the future come back and look at your tweets from today, they're going to find something that has changed and has become racist or bigoted. And you will be canceled for it. That's why racism and bigotry should not be cancelable. As long as they're not threatening or actually physically harming somebody. Do what I do and just ignore them. Tell them to fuck off.
There's been so many times where I've streamed, posted a video, or tweeted about something only to have the basement-dwelling troglodytes.
Oh yeah, the other reason that I hate that changing things and going back calling people racist for that, it waters down what racist is. Like, somebody says something a little unhinged when they were younger, you call them a racist. They were literally friends with freaking most of their friends being black. Well, guess what? That makes him seem like Mr. 80-year-old grand wizard of the KK. I'm not finishing that because I don't know how YouTube would take that. Down the street, you're equating them as the same people. They're not. Not everything is racist, even if you think it is. This is just a tangent video.
Run to a post of mine to be racist. But the second you call them out on nonsense, even when using sound logic, they just deflect and malfunction. Their responses are almost exactly the same too. It's almost like they're getting their shit from Chat GPT. Like, imagine being so mad that you gotta use AI for response now. Like that mad? I mean, I'd be mad too if the only thing I was gonna
There are
like,
people on both sides that act like that.
But that's their problem, not mine. Anyways, if I had to pick out an example of the many instances of racism and bigotry that's happened in this space, I could think of one straight off the top of my mind, mainly because of how recent it was. There was a post where an artist made the N-word pass as set specifically for what you would use. Now, obviously, people didn't take the post well, and the post got a lot of backlash. But wildly enough, the post got a lot of support, with the artists and people.
You're real. Well, how many offended retweeters to mute for being little bitches about this one? To be fair, the whole N-word pass was something started by the black community. You saying that we can't use a joke because of our skin color, that sounds kind of racist.
Defending it as quote-unquote satire? Saying that the artist...
It could be... I mean... You'd have to go back and look at that artist's previous art. If he's known for doing satirical shit like this, then... you can actually kind of give him a slight pass. If he's known for being... If he's not known for doing this, and he starts satire with that, he's an idiot, or he is legitimately trying to be racist.
A person of color? Oh, so basically they're Uncle Ruckus. Last time I checked, the exact definition of satire is the use of humor.
That is the one example that is the one example of things I'm okay with hearing the N-word in is Boondock Saints. I mean, the Boondocks. Why the fuck did I say Boondock Saints? The Boondocks, because that shit is funny. And I hate it because that is the one show I cannot freaking make reference funny references to, because there's a drinking game every time someone says that word. You take a drink and you will get fucked up fast. Also a rule that says every time Uncle Ruckus says something racist, take a drink. But some of the best lines involve that word and I can't fucking say it.
Humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. Now, not only was this shit not funny, but instead of
it wasn't really
criticizing people's stupidity or vices, this dumbass just enabled them. By the way, if y'all want to know about real satire, then go watch the Boondocks.
Yes.
Robot Chicken or South Park. There, I just gave y'all the blueprint.
I don't know about Robot Chicken.
This is only one example.
Robot Chicken is not satire. Robot Chicken is parody. It's taking something that exists and changing it for a comedic purpose. There is a... I gotta fucking actually look this up. There's a big difference between satire and parody. I can't really explain it. Like... Okay, perfect example. Parody is like Weird Al Yankovic bitches songs. They completely change the words to change meanings and everything. Satire, but it's still the same outline. It's like these anime parodies you see. The characters are all the same people. Everything is the same, but it's a different message. If you want satire, that would be like One Punch Man to Superman. It's not calling out a specific person. It's calling out a whole genre about, hey, he's too powerful. So,
let me address another point. This is something that's been spoken about by a lot of people, so I won't dwell on it for too long. But as a person of color or someone that's black, do you know how many times I've seen people get their art or models completely whitewashed? It even happened to me once, and that shit looked atrocious. It's like some of the artists in the community don't know what a color picker tool is, which is honestly kind of tragic.
To be fair, I didn't learn about that tool until freaking 2 weeks ago, so... But then again, I'd still try to make that model a little bit darker. I mean, that art, which art?
Let me address another point. This is something that's been spoken about by a lot of people, so I won't dwell on it for too long. But as a person of color or someone that's black, do you know how many times I've seen people get their art or models completely whitewashed? It even happened to me once.
Alright, yeah, this. I don't know I didn't know color picker tool for the longest, but if I would have drawn something or made art, I could get a lot closer than this. This looks like he's trying to turn him into stone.
That shit look atrocious. It's like some of the artists in the community don't know what a color picker tool is, which is honestly kind of tragic because there's so many talented artists that will straight up whitewash or OCs or outright refuse to draw darker skin tones or certain hairstyles. It's so bad that some VTubers of color or black VTubers will settle with having whitewashed models or art just so they can fit in with what's deemed as more acceptable or to...
I will never do... No, I could probably pull off braids, but I will never do dreads because I just feel like I can't do it. It just seems very hard to do a model with dreads if there's no pre-made dread option. I can probably do braids. I'd try to stay away from that too because that sounds even harder. Well, somewhat harder. Or easier. I may need to experiment with that. But yeah, I will not do dreads, and it has nothing to do with race, just difficulty. Plus, I am not a professional model maker, so I don't have to
avoid racism that comes with it. Now, let me be clear. I'm not mad about this shit, but this shit is mad tiresome. And that goes to show that it's truly wicked out here. And before y'all come to type, you could last a second in a Call of Duty lobby. Wrong. I played every Call of Duty up until the Modern Warfare reboot back in 2019, and all of those racists were trash at the game and got cooked by my score streaks. But that's beside the point. Anyways, it's time to talk about the next reason why I think the community sucks. Now, this next topic is absolutely foul, but there's yet another thing that plagues the community, and that's weirdos and predators. Honestly, I don't want to stay on this topic for too long because it's pretty self-explanatory. But there's a few things.
Okay, that's any community that can draw in a younger audience.
There's way too many people in the VTubing space that use this as a cover to exhibit weird behaviors. Some of them being sex fest, stalkers, or the type of people that be getting freaky with minors. The amount of horror stories that come out about this stuff is insane, and I've seen it one too many times. The crazy thing is, it's people that you think that are cool that be the main ones taking part in some of this nasty ass behavior. First of all, consent is key, and it's hella important. Second of all, the age of consent is 18. I'm gonna need y'all to remember that. Also, while I'm on this topic, I want to bring up one more.
Alright. I'm gonna have to bring up Romeo and Juliet laws. Age of consent is 18, but there are exceptions if you're close enough in age. Like an 18-year-old can get with a 16-year-old. But, yeah, no big age gaps before 18. Please, keep them away. The wood chippers exist.
More thing. The way some of y'all be defending lolly and soda content is hella weird and very questionable. It's absolutely wild that some of y'all in the community be foaming at the...
I am not getting into that.
Anyone that speaks on it negatively. So since some of y'all are like that, let me be clear. I'm not saying the existence of these characters or style of content is wrong, nor am I saying that the VTubers that make and present this style of content are bad people. I know that sometimes that content exists for the sake of being wholesome and funny. But what I'm referring to is the people that sexualize this shit. Whether you draw or make not safe for work content based off of that shit, it is nasty work, and if y'all are defending and supporting it, you're disgusting. You should see that it's wrong and take accountability for it, which is the perfect segue to my next point. Every time there's a controversy where someone's getting called out or exposed for doing something out of pocket, there's almost always the lack of accountability. They'll either A, deflect and shift the blame onto something or someone else, B, make themselves the victim, or C, double down on what they're getting called out for. This shit is so ridiculous that they'll even use mental illness as an excuse. Which is crazy because not only is that pathetic to do, but it gives people who are suffering with mental illnesses a bad rep. They'll give some of the most pathetic excuses and say some shit like, I'm depressed, I have ADHD, so if you cancel me, you're all bad people. Now give me sympathy, please. No. Which is...
Anybody who... I won't say everybody. You can tell if somebody's just saying they have this shit versus if they actually do. Especially with depression. Normally you would see somebody with depression and they won't bring it up because they don't want to depress others around them because they're upset and they don't want others to feel the same way they do. Most of the time. There are exceptions to the rule, but generally people who are talking like they have ADHD, depression, anxiety, all this, no, they don't legitimately have it. They just feel upset, so they say they have depression. Most time, I bet most time it's self-diagnosed.
It's crazy because it doesn't make sense. You telling me depression made you message those minors? You telling me ADHD made you racist? Make it make sense. Unless you have proof that you did nothing wrong, there should be no excuses. The only thing you should be doing is owning up to it. But we all know you're not. Y'all are gonna make a half-ass apology, call it a learning experience, take a short break, then come back like nothing happened. And then with the way some of y'all be eating this shit up, it's like nothing even happened. Y'all be letting some of these VTubers grow by driving up their numbers and views, but not as human beings, which lets them think they can get away with a lot of this shit. Then when they officially crash out, then becomes a big surprise because it just so happened to be your favorite. Instead of holding people accountable, y'all just let it slide because yeah, they do what y'all like. But when it's somebody y'all don't like that does something slight, the hate mob comes out left and right.
Just ignore it.
My next point. Out of everything I hate in the VTuber community, this one's gotta take the cake. Because the selective outrage is crazy. Y'all will let someone like Billion be blatantly racist, underpay the people that click and promote her, admit to stealing the model that she uses while making merch from it. But the minute somebody makes a slight mistake, has a take that you don't like, or calls out something or someone you don't like, y'all will be ready to cancel their entire existence. Like I said earlier, make it make sense. I've seen people get dogpiled and damn near canceled over the silliest of reasons. Yet we have people who are genuine problems. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but they do this one thing that I like, so it's okay. Just because they do a redeem or say something funny that you like or
I can
even
see
follow you back on Twitter does not mean that they're your friend. Speaking of which, another thing. This isn't an issue solely in the VTuber community, but the way some of y'all be so damn parasocial over a person that's not only on the internet.
To this day, I don't know what parasocial means. Alright, for my fellow viewers, I have you set as my default browser. Why? What is parasocial? One-sided connection between a person and someone they don't know. Yep. So, this is a fucking problem with anybody who becomes famous. It's not exclusive to VTuber, but I know where it comes from on the VTuber. It has to do with how big idol culture is in Japan. Like, in Japan, I gotta freaking do a reaction to a documentary like that, or just make one, or I don't know, because being an idol in Japan fucking sucks. I'm going to put it that way. I'll go more into it in a future video.
But that's also behind a model. It's insane to me. Like, y'all are foaming to the mouse and ready to crash out over a person puppeteering a 2D, a 3D, or even a PNG? Y'all gotta be tweaking.
PNGs are the really weird ones, man.
The aspect of VTubing is so bad that they even made a horror.
I mean, to be fair, they also... There's a horror game called Parasocial. I was about to say, people have been parasocial with Jaden Animations before she was a VTuber. And she was just animated. So.
Game based on that. Let that sink in. It's that bad. And it makes no sense. Y'all gotta start going outside and start forming some meaningful connections or something. Because y'all shouldn't be tweaking this hard over people you'll probably never meet. From all the trauma dumping, love bombing, and even thinking that you're entitled to talk to people who are just trying to make content or stream games is weird as fuck. I could go more in depth with this topic, but that could be a video on its own, to be honest. So I'm just gonna move on to the next point. Now, if you ask me, I think that the one reason why a lot of issues and drama happens within this space mostly comes down to a lack of communication. Like, if some of y'all learn how to communicate, then I guarantee at least 75% of the drama and problems y'all be having with people in this space will be gone. And I know that a lot of y'all are socially inept, shy, or afraid of confrontation. But I swear you can change so much.
I mean...
Talk to people. It's not that hard. Y'all learn...
To be fair, I am socially not the best. But I do talk to people because I also don't have a filter and I also have no shame. And guess what? People will love me for that. Or they watch me make a fool of myself. But either way, it makes them happy.
Learned all the yachts, the rizzes, and all the other terms, so I know y'all can at least learn how to speak to someone to clear up an issue, right? I mean, most of the time it's just misunderstandings that got blown out of proportion.
Most of the time I don't know when there is an issue.
If you can't communicate properly, remember that. Community and communicator derive from the same
Remember,
so I need y'all to work on that so you can save yourselves.
Remember, I'm a grown-ass adulthood, grown-ass adult job. In charge of people.
Or you don't have to have a block list that rivals the census of some cities, unless you're dealing with irredeemable people. Speaking of what's lacking, let's get on to the next point. If there's something I've seen a lot of in this space, or in this case, something I've seen a lack of, it's originality. There's a lack of originality, and I could tell because I see the same types of VTubers all the time. The most common types of VTuber I see are either a cat, a bunny, or a demon. And that's not a shot at anybody, because I'm cool with a lot of them, but I'd like to see other kinds more often. Like, let me see a bat, an ostrich, or something else. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not just a model thing either. It'll be everything from the same tired-ass trends to everybody singing the same damn covers. As a person that makes music, I always
cover
find
music.
it funny when somebody tells
That'd
me
be
they make
interesting.
music and they just sing all the same covers that everyone else has been singing. Like, I'm tired of hearing King, please. Retire that shit. Also,
I gotta test my voice.
Make some original music for once, cause I hear people that are really good at singing and making beats, but all y'all do is sing anime openings, K-pop songs, or produce tracks with the Hatsune Miku Vocaloids. Also, some of y'all cannot rap. Please leave that shit to somebody like me, please, and thank you. If you don't believe me, then here, listen.
Alright, okay, damn, let me switch up the cadence. I swear to God, got no patience for all the shit that you say, yeah. Charged up like Goku, tell me what you really say, yeah. I can tell you saw from all the games that you play, yeah.
Now listen, that's
6 out of 10.
fucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
Nitpicks aside, it would be really nice to see some fully original stuff in this space. From music, more creative trends, models, you name it, we need more. To wrap things up, everything about the VTuber community isn't all bad, which is why I said at the beginning that it only kinda sucks. I've met some of the coolest people I've ever met doing this. I've had the experience to gain my own...
So that's gonna be his outro. He's gonna love it. You know, I'll let him continue his outro.
Little community, made meaningful connections, and even had more experiences that I've truly come to enjoy. Things that I would probably never come to experience had I never taken the leap into VTubing. Like I said before,
This is probably gonna get copyright
claims. While I don't expect
claims.
this video to be the one that fixes it all, I do want it to at least serve as a reminder. Nitpicks, criticism, and jokes aside, it is what it is. And if you made it this far into the video, whether you agree or not, feel free to civilly discuss it. If you feel I missed something,
Civilly.
then I might make an additional video. But if you got offended and or Rust type racist negative shit, then thank you for the free engagement, bozo. Sorry.
This right here. Yes, no question about it. Parasocial relationships are bad. Get a life.
Not sorry.
And a real relationship. I disagree with him. Not because these problems don't exist, but every community you're gonna see these problems. Anime community, movie community, football community, basketball community, baseball community. You're gonna see these problems anywhere. But they are problems, so. Whoop. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe to see more. Check out Xander on YouTube. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.